Shalom, my name is Lamad from the End is Near 2 YouTube channel. We teach in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We give all praises to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Baha Kodash, Rakah. Double honors to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to all the sincere Akim, putting on as the elected of Most High and keeping their garments and pushing to the end. Today, I want to get into this article. It's called "Housing Collapse Coming Right Up," and it's from hold up, it's from the Forest News channel. And the scripture I have for this article is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. It says, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." And of course, the rich is talking about the elites, the Edomites that are in power. As the scriptures, Job 9:24 says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked." And it says, "The rich ruleth over the poor," and of course, the poor is the nation of Israel. And basically, and the borrower, which will be us, is servant to the lender. And most of the time in this society, if you want to go buy a house, you got to go get a mortgage. And the position our people are in, of course, we're in a poor, lowly state, so we got to go to Esau to get a mortgage. Can't just come out your pocket, 9 times out of 10 and just buy a house straight up cash. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. Wow, that's one of the things I was gonna get. Just show an illustration I found too. In Philly, you got a lot of places, you know, where it'll say, like all throughout Philly, on what do you call it? Houses, telephone poles. You'll see these "We Buy Houses" cash signs, and what they're doing is they're basically it's another form, I would say, like gentrification, because they would try to get Israelites to sell their houses, and then they will buy them, fix them up, rent them out, and probably sell them for higher prices, or prices that people in that neighborhood wouldn't be able to buy them for. And there's a lot of, like, my brother-in-law, he's a mortgage underwriter. He used to work at Wells Fargo. He was explaining this to me. Is that that's what a lot of, he said, especially the Asians, what they'll do is say, like, if a house goes on for foreclosure or whatever, they'll straight up just buy the house cash. They may even buy it for more than what they're asking for it. And most of the time, he was telling me that the mortgage market is kind of slow right now. You know what I mean? So a lot of people will rather, they would rather get houses for cash or whatever. And that's how it's not even like people that just want to buy, just say, like, investors who want to just buy a house or whatever. It's kind of hard because the Asians or other people, they're basically just coming and just not even giving them a chance to like the houses that go up for foreclosure on the market, they don't even have a chance to basically you know get them, because there's no competition, because they'll just straight up get bought before other investors have a chance to basically try and come after them. But I'm gonna just read some of this article, and whatever pertains to the topic. Yeah, slide here. Here we go. Oh man, slide here. Bear with me for a second. Just lost this. All right, so all right, now I have the article back again. Slack here. BeforeIt'sNews.com, and I'm gonna just read a couple points, whatever they're saying. So it says mortgage rates are high and rising, and it says financing opportunities are non-existent. Home affordability has collapsed, and it says 30-year fixed rate not on axis. National median prices not on axis. All right, so let me see. So all right, so it said recent rate jumps coupled with the climbing home prices have increased the cost to purchase the median home by $67 per month over the past 6 weeks. Overall, it's cost $1,141 in monthly principal and interest to purchase the median home using a 30-year fixed mortgage with 20% down, the largest monthly payment required since late 2008. Because, just say like if you get a house that cost, let's just say, um, I don't know, let's just say $50,000 or whatever, right? Which 20% would be 10,000, and they would want that down, but it's like who would have that money. Like I did videos before, where it was talking about the economy, where like the average home, they don't even have, I think it was like $1,000, in the bank or on hand to basically do those type things, make those type moves. So it's like who would be able to afford to basically get a house. So that's why a lot of people are basically renting. Um, the largest monthly payment required since late 2008. Um, it currently takes 23% of the median income to purchase the median home, the highest share since 2009. However, overall affordability remains better than long-term historical averages, even taking the recent rate jump into consideration. Purchasing a medium home requires 1% less than the median income in 1995, 1999, 3% less than 2000, 2003, before the sharp run up in home prices, and 2% below those combined benchmarks 1995 and 2003. Average incomes are more than 20% higher today than 2006, according to the Census Bureau, and interest rates 2.3% lower. As such, affordability remains much better than at the pre-recession peak, even though today's home prices have surpassed 2006 levels. Because like if you look at homes, right, they made like years ago they've been like the cost was cheaper, or it's basically like they just raised up the cost of the homes or whatever. They're trying to buy a home or whatever, you know what I mean? um Assuming all else remains equal, to return to 2006 affordability levels, interest rates would have to climb north of 8.0%, or the median home price increase to $420,000. Uh, um, fastest. All right. Well, anyway, make a long story short, I mean, it's basically talking about how the Slack, yo, all right, rising interest rates may put more pressure on borrowers with below average incomes buying below average price homes. Rising interest rates may put more pressure on borrowers with below average income buying below average price homes. Um, and that's basically Israel's curses, because just like I was saying earlier, we don't have the money to basically straight up buy the houses cash. So you got to get mortgages and incomes, and it's basically like they're just the interest rates and all that. I mean, they're just like just you're always gonna be this credit system that we always be talking about is basically is you're always gonna be what I mean, in debt. You're never gonna have the money that you need to do to basically, because even like these houses, um the mortgage prices and all that stuff are going up, but then you got Jake making less money, not getting as many hours, getting laid off, all this basically, it eventually like hurts us in the long run. Um, um, I mean, even apartments and all that stuff. I mean, this like a mortgage or whatever. If you or even an apartment, if you just like with a mortgage, if you miss payments, it's gonna go. The interest rates are gonna go up. It's gonna get harder and harder. If you miss, payments on your rent or whatever in an apartment, what I mean, they're gonna try and kick you out, evict you or whatever. So, I mean, these are the curses that basically fall on us. But we know that all these things have to happen before our kingdom is basically set up and established. So these are things that we got to go through. You know what I mean? Just like my woman or whatever. We live in like a 1 bedroom apartment. She's always putting, talking about she wants to move somewhere else, but what I mean, we only pay like 600 a month or whatever for the rent or whatever, and it's like if you get a house, what I'm saying, you're gonna pay way more money. Plus, you still have your utilities and everything to go along with it. So, I mean, sometimes it may be more beneficial to not, what I mean, go beyond your means. You got to be like wise or weigh things out. But what I mean, I hope this is edifying. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.